What is up, guys? Campo back here for some more tips for you. I'm sorry, it's not going to be a full-fledged whatever sports going on. There is a lot of sports going on, like the T20, EPL, NFL, the NBA. There's a lot going on right now. Even boxing-wise, last week we had Dimitri Bivol coming up with another win. One of the ladies got some championship. The UFC was on last week, but and yeah, I pretty much I don't have time to talk much about that. What I really wanted to focus on was UFC. What number is this? UFC. I think it's 281. I believe. But anyway, the main card is Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira. Oh, I'm just gonna say Pereira because that's fuck it. That's the way I'm gonna say it. I'm just gonna go through a few tips, and I originally had a safer bet when it came to what I was going to bet on this week. I had one multi, which I must admit kept on. It was going to just be a safe bet, whatever, like statistic wise, and that's what I usually go for. And this time I was thinking, you know what, I'm going to go more with my gut. When I've seen a few interviews, it really pointed out a few things to me. But anyways, I'll get straight into it. Kicking it off. Well, actually, I'll give a bit of context. City Kickboxing is going out full force into this. You got Carlos Ulberg, you got Brad Riddell, Dan Hooker, Israel Adesanya. I think that's all the ones with City Kickboxing. Now they're fully reunited. It's the first time there's been like a few of them, one card. They've gone together. They look better than ever. They look jacked. They look sharp. They look strong. So this is the bets I'm going to do. Carlos Ulberg starts off in the prelims. That's right. The prelims is where I want to go. I'm going Carlos Ulberg. He looks great. I'm going to bet against him and Nikolai Nogomeno. I know that guy seems these statistics are pretty good, but I'm going Carlos to win. Wouldn't be surprised by a knockout, but it's not what I put. Molly McCann versus Erin Blanchfield. Erin Blanchfield's actually a pretty decent wrestler, but all the hype's around Molly. And the thing is, although the wrestler statistically would win in this situation, that's why I would put usually in a safe bet, you would go the wrestler against a striker like Molly. But Molly's got so much hype behind her. She's got this aura around her right now in this women's division, and it's just and the odds are looking good. If you want to put her by knockout, it's like paying something ridiculous right now. I'm not putting her by knockout, but I'm going to put her just to win, which is already enough paying $4. So Carlos Ulberg, Molly McCann. Then afterwards, this is one of the ones I originally put the other way. Brad Riddell versus Renato Marciano. Moicano. I would have put Moicano usually. But since the City Kickboxing has changed, like they've finally reunited, I've put Brad Riddell to win because he looks like he's come back. He's changed up everything. And he looks like he's going to go for that win. So I'm going with Brad Riddell. Dan Hooker versus Claudio Pugliese. I put Claudio originally. And I know Dan Hooker's been on a losing streak and Claudio's coming on the way up, but he's unranked. I was feeling that Dan Hooker's changed things up as well. Back to City Kickboxing. He's not training by himself anymore. He's back on the bandwagon. And I reckon he's going to go for that win. So I'm putting Dan Hooker. Which that's he's actually the favorite, but it's probably because he's ranked and Claudio isn't ranked. But I'm putting Dan Hooker. After that, I'm going the Frankie Edgar fight versus Chris Gutierrez. I love Frankie Edgar. He's going to be a future Hall of Famer. He's put on some of the best fights ever. But I'm going to go Chris. I think Frankie Edgar is done. I know this is going to be his last fight, and unfortunately MMA doesn't usually have fairy tale endings, so I'm going Chris to win. Weili Zhang versus Carlos Esparza, the champ. Everyone's saying Carlos Esparza is the most boring fighter because of wrestling. She holds people down, but you know what? She's a champ for a reason. 2-time strawweight champion. She is bloody good. But I am going with Weili, like most people would, because Weili's just a monster. I know the wrestling could be hard because Rose did a lot of wrestling on Weili and got the win on the second fight that way. So in a few ways, like Carla has a chance here, but I just have this feeling with Weili. She's a beast. She's a supreme athlete. She's gonna get the knockout, I reckon. But I'm just putting her to win. Lastly, Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira. This one's an interesting one because obviously they fought twice in kickboxing. Alex Pereira winning twice. First one apparently was a close fight. Israel thinks he won. Alex thinks he's won. Second fight, Israel was winning, put him down, and the ref let a 10 count. And then Israel got knocked out. Since then, Israel's gone to MMA. You can see this is going to be a 6th title defense in middleweight division. Cleaned out the division. He's looking incredible. Different sport. Alex Pereira's been on the glory train. He got 2 championships, I believe, and he's just demolished in there. Now he's come to MMA. He's knocked out like 2 guys, maybe, and I don't think 2 guys won 3 fights, and now he's getting a championship fight. Without Israel, he probably wouldn't have gone that, but who cares about that? This is the fight happening now, and this is going to be one of those ones I'm putting statistic-wise. You can look at statistic-wise in the sense of their last fights, or you can look at statistics in MMA. I'm looking more at MMA. Israel's been the MMA more experienced. He's been, I think, nearly 20 fights, over 20 fights in MMA. 6 title defense in middleweight division. He's fought power punches. He hasn't fought a I don't think he's fought a kickboxer like Alex Pereira in MMA. And with that past history, you can definitely see Alex Pereira hitting with that left hook again, knocking him out. But I think Izzy has so much more experience, and he's a different fighter back then. So was Alex Pereira, but I think Izzy now, he has so much more experience in this field, and he would be able to know the gaps he does, and he's great at that. He knows the gaps, and Alex Pereira hasn't been on this stage yet. Izzy's more experienced with the stages, like the highlights and everything, small gloves. He's got more experience in all of that. So I'm putting Israel to win by points, but on my multi, I'm just putting him to win because overall that multi, if that all comes through, it's around $350 or more, I think, but probably won't all go through. I'll probably get one wrong at least, but I'm hoping I get all of them right and I can brag all about it. Thank you as always, guys. Enjoy the UFC. Thanks for watching this video. Catch you next one.